Yeah.
Don't let the emotions of your early romance take control of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Save that for when the time is right.
Yeah.
For when there's the beginning stages of trust.
Exactly. So let's let's reevaluate on that one, because this would actually segue into a good one. The reason why she mentioned number 2, because it's really important, because if there was past problems, the reason why you're rekindling, you want to leave that out of it. Everybody knows this. Everybody has a past. Ain't nobody closet full empty.
That's the whole guts of this whole thing, because even though you guys are familiar with each other,
Right.
you are still different people. You were who you were then. You are not you're not that same person anymore. So you have to reestablish as if they are a new person, because essentially speaking, they are.
Yeah.
You may already know the story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the last few chapters you've missed. So
Exactly.
you have to reestablish yourself in that story again.
Yeah, keep the bad chapters out until if it's brought up by the other person, then at least visit it then. Don't try to visit it early stages, because then that's not rekindling, that's just rehashing shit.
Right.
My personal opinion. Continue, Monty.
No, but that is absolutely true. Yeah, I'm good at rehashing.
Yeah.
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 See, but I'm cool like that.
Well. Listen,
my style does not work with everybody. I will get in your face and I will call you out.
Exactly.
And I'll be smiling every single time, because really, I'm just a jokester like that.
Yeah, and you can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not everybody can pull that off. So just generalize everything, and if you're not really sure, and if you're not really 100% confident in what it is that you're doing, just stay cool and just talk and just be yourself.
And keep it moving.
Right.
Simple as that.
Number 3.
Go ahead, girl.
Which is what it is that we just was talking about.
Yeah.
Talk about the stuff that's happened in between.
Yeah.
What's been going on? Did you get an education? Did you finally get yourself into a career?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get married? Did you get divorced? Do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? Do you have children?
Mm-hmm.
You know, are your parents still alive? Are they dead? What are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Talk about the things that you do for fun now. Talk about how you've grown. Some people may or may not already know these things because of maybe mutual friends, or you guys are already friends on Facebook, etc. But it's nice to have that type of chit chat and just update yourself. Again, stay cool, because you're gonna act crazy if you just be like, "Oh my God," you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4.
This is another segue to what we talked about.
Yeah. I don't understand how people could why this damn list exists.
Well.
Explore why you separated.
Yeah.
And then give apologies as needed.
That'd be interesting. That's all I gotta say. That'd be interesting. Some people are wrong. As simple as that. If you were wrong in the situation, be wrong and own up to it. They don't accept that as the apology, then, at least you know where you're at that point. So that's just my personal opinion on that. All right, keep it moving, Monty. So we got, let's see here. Next up we'll just move into number 4, and number 4 was that number 5, keep your obsession under control and out of sight. Write to a friend, not to your lost love, compulsively. So stuff like that happens as well, but continue on stuff like that. Number 6, alternate contact. You'll be tempted to fire off a barrel of emails, but wait to hear from your lost love before. I don't know. I gotta tell you, it's sometimes the stuff like that. You gotta just think about the situation before you're doing it, because that situation right then and there is going to tell you of how things are, and just the way things are. You have to be careful in what situations you get yourself into. But you know how that goes. When certain things happen, it happens for a reason. But we try to just be real about it, and the most important part of it, that we just keep going and just keep doing your thing about that. More importantly, anything else.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, once in a while. I don't know what happened there, but we're still continuing on. We're at number 6, darling.
We're at number 6 already?
Yeah, because we got to keep the show moving with technical difficulties. You know how that goes.
I wanted to talk about number 5.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sad.
We can go back to number 5. Roll it.
Anyway, but no. Anyway, as I was saying, for number pretty much 4 and 5 are pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of this whole list anyway is just so that you don't make yourself crazy.
Right.
Just keep yourself in check.
Right.
Because you will get obsessed
mm-hmm.
if you're thinking about this too much.
Right.
You gotta keep things in perspective that this is just another guy,
mm-hmm.
just as it would be if you're just meeting a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely don't think you're wrong with that at all.
You know?
Yeah.
With number 5, where it's like keeping your obsession under control.
Right.
You know, everyone, especially when it comes to social media like Facebook and things like that, not everybody's all into that.
Exactly.
So for me, I practically live on the shit.
Yeah. But human contact is a missed thing right now, and I have to tell you.
Because I'm very, I am social. I am a very social person, and I like to keep in contact with my people, but there's some people that don't do that. They'll just do that once a week because of whatever, their schedules, their careers,
mm-hmm.
family, whatever. So, yeah, don't make yourself look crazy. I think number 6 is extremely important.
Yes, and that's what we were opening into.
Mm-hmm. Alternate the contact, and it may be really, really difficult to do, especially with someone like myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even shut up in real life. I am guilty of being the one to slam 8 comments on the same post just because my brain and my fingers are not always in communication with each other.
Right.
But you guys all know me.
Yeah.
If I go to do this to someone else who doesn't know me like that anymore, they may think that I'm nuts. I'm a little bit nuts, but I'm cute.
Well, you're cute with it. So, let's just go with that.
Right. I'm cool like that.
Yeah.
You may be tempted to just keep firing off whatever is in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Relax yourself.
Truly relax yourself. God.
Smoke a joint, take a glass of water, or wine, or whatever is closest to you, and just chill out.
That's too funny.
Give them a chance to breathe, to read it, and respond.
Right. I agree. Definitely breathe on it for a little bit. For your own sake, not for the sake of others. For your own sake, just be able to breathe a little bit before you get yourself to opening yourself to something like this. Because everybody knows, like I said, there's always, it's called lost love for a reason. Something caused it to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's always going to be in the back of your mind regardless. That's just my opinion. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Just give it, let it naturally happen.
Right.
Love is not something that you could plan for, and love is not something that is, forced. You can't force it on anyone. You can't force it on yourself. You just gotta let it. Love is literally the only thing that cannot be GMO. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It has to be organic, and it has to be mutual.
Yes.
And it just gotta happen naturally.
That's some strong words. Organic. I like that. I actually like that. Yeah.
You can't. Which is number 7. Don't reply right away.
Right.
It's not that it's a game.
Right.
But you don't. And this is something that's not even just for reconnecting with someone in the past. It's also for someone in the future, because you can't always put yourself out there as being available 24/7. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
You're just making yourself look needy and desperate, and that's not appealing to the opposite sex.
Right.
I know I don't want a needy man. You know, why aren't you writing me back? Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm sure that men don't want a needy chick.
Yeah.
I've had so many of my boys tell me, "Oh, I can't deal with her. She's got to know what it is that I'm doing like every 5 minutes." That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, that's just like too much work. You know?
Yeah, there's already enough work to keep it together. Don't need to add to it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's enough work just to get through the day.
Amen to that, trust me. So in your opinion, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. Rekindling has worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, with me and my dude now, we rekindled.
Yeah.
You know, and most of this stuff, like I said, came naturally to me because it's just, some of us are a different breed. It came natural to us, actually, not with me, but it came natural to us that we were just chilling, you know?
Yeah.
Probably for about a good year, we didn't talk to each other. It was mostly instant message. We were just getting to know each other.
Right. Again. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, and it just happened organically. It literally just happened. You guys have to be on the same page. Like I said, you just can't, when it comes to something like this, you can't force it.
Yeah, I've trust me, I was part of a horror story with that one, so yeah, I'll be the first one. I ain't up front. Yeah, you got to be careful what you got to get yourself into or get back into. Let's just put it that way. Sometimes it's just meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think the heartbreaking part is when you know that the other person is a good person,
right?
An upstanding gentleman. It's just not it. This is just not the right time. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really is. There's, like I said, there's some good and bad sides to this situation. But, you know, you just gotta make sure you're on the right side of the situation. Sometimes if you're on the back end of it, you know at that point, just, you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Just, let it be.
It's just the wrong time.
Yeah.
You know, like with Erykah Badu, like I love that song, I'll See You Next Lifetime.
Oh yeah, that's a great song. Wow, I should have thought of that tonight. That's a really good song.
That's a great song, you know.
Yeah.
Just now is just not the right time.
Yeah, and
you know?
Tina just posted something really nice. She said actually it doesn't work for everyone because some people can't let go of the past. It's true. It's very true.
And such is life.
Yeah. Some people like to
life.
hold on to a grudge for 20 minutes. Some like to hold it for 20 years. Let's just put it that way.
But you know what? That's not even, you know, I have to say the positive spin to all of this is just like, you know, what Shakespeare said, it is better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all.
Yeah, it's true. That's a true quote.
You know, and it's just very lucky if you were to have someone to love you.
Right.
Because then that means that you have qualities that you can give. You have a gift that you can give to someone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It just sucks that the person who you wanted to give couldn't take care of it.
Or appreciate what you gave.
Yeah.
And that's always, like I said, that's a whole nother show with that alone, because that could be 3 shows, to be honest with you. Because
we can have like several continuations.
I'm not even kidding. That could be a back and forth till like the cows come home or whatever the hell they call that expression. I'm just saying. But we are.
Well, I mean, I've had some real love that I don't want to come back, and it just came back anyway.
Well, exactly. You know how that goes.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, please don't.
But we're down to the final 20 seconds, and there goes the bell as always. But thank you for everybody that's listening to the show. As always, we appreciate you. We'll see a lot more fans. Become a fan of the show on Spreaker also, please. We need your help. So, as for me, New York Tony,
And Muddy Dangerously.
As always, so thank you for listening. We'll be